All right, welcome back, guys. Today I have a very special video today. I know a lot of people might be waiting for it, but this is the Dwarf Minke whale video. So you might have heard, but I went on a Dwarf Minke trip with ProDive Cans, one of the special trips that we do, and for only a limited amount of time. But I was able to see some really cool things, on some really cool dives, but most importantly, I just had one of the absolute craziest experiences of my life, which was snorkeling with dwarf minke whales. So I'm just gonna kind of walk you through what I saw on this day. I was mainly pulling graveyard shifts while I was doing this trip, so I was actually only awake for one of the moments that we had whales, which was the first time. The second time I think they only saw one, and it was only around the boat for like 20 minutes, so the crew didn't wake me up for that, but it was totally fine because, yeah, definitely got my fair share of them in this. I would say I was in the water for about an hour and a half, but for those first 30 minutes, I had to drag the lines out, and we just had two, like I would say 30-meter long ropes hanging off of the boat, and I was at the end trying to pull the line that had 15 tourists on it, and it's a little bit harder than you might think. So sorry if some of the footage might be a little shaky, but for those first 30 minutes we didn't see any whales. I saw a bunch of jellyfish at the top of the water. So these guys right here are comb jellies, and I got one without not really long tentacles, and then I got one with really long tentacles later on. And I got some really cool footage of the lighting that happens on them. Basically, it's when they have two chemicals in their body. I forgot what they were called, but they react when they sense like movement or bump into something in the water, such as, just like the slightest bit of current coming off of me. They can sense it, and they were able to change colors. So I got some pretty okay footage of those there. And then I saw a couple of these guys. I'm not entirely sure what they are, but I was doing my research. I think they're a red siphonophore, but I know they usually like to stay pretty deep, and I mean very deep. So I don't know why I saw a good amount of them at the surface here. So please help me out down in the comment section below as to what these guys are. Yeah, I feel like I've seen them in Honduras too, but I was just looking, and I just could not figure out what they are. I do need to find and get an invertebrates book, but even then I don't know if this would tell me what it is. So if you know, please let me know down in the comment section below. And after about 30 minutes of waiting, looking at jellyfish, the moment that we all were waiting for, a pod of 5 dwarf minke whales showed up and then were swimming with us for the next hour. Some people hopped out after a little bit of time, but trust me, I made every single minute I could, just because it was just the most majestic experience ever. It's the biggest thing that I've ever swam with, biggest animal I've ever seen, and just the biggest pleasure that I think I've had in the water so far. It's just a majestic experience. Either the dwarf minke whale or Balaenoptera acuturostrata, and I highly recommend, if you ever are up in northern Queensland, either up in Cairns, Port Douglas, find a dive shop in the months of June or July and go out and try and do one of these opportunities. I say that because this is the only place that they are found in the world where you can find them congregated. You can usually find them in the southern hemisphere floating around on their own, but during the months of June or July, this is the only spot in the world where you can actually find them. Now, there's actually a lot of studies going into the population of dwarf minke whales. We actually don't really know, but we know it's roughly around 500,000. They're not endangered at all. Their population is actually pretty stable at the moment. So, not much to worry about that, and definitely a win. Now, even though they are called dwarfs, they can still get up to about 8 meters or 25 feet, 26 feet, and they can also weigh up to 6 tons. So, not small. They're, just like Pluto. Just got unlucky with that. And they are actually the smallest of the baleen whales, which means that they have the baleen plates in their mouths that look like a bunch of straw. And they do that to siphon out the lanternfish and the krill that they eat. And they're also baleen whales, such as the blue whale, gray whale, and also the humpback whale. Now, dwarf minke whales can live up to about 60 years. 50 to 60 is their estimated range. And you can actually tell how old they are, kind of like counting rings in the center of a tree. But you can actually count their waxy layers that they have in their ears and basically count those and tell them how old they are. And pretty much also like every whale shark, all of their dots are completely specific to each whale shark. No two whale sharks are alike. No dwarf minke whales are alike either. Their gray and white patterning on their sides are also distinct for every single one. So at ProDive we actually gave a good amount of them names. I feel so bad for not remembering because I missed the whole minke whale presentation because I was getting sleep. But yeah, we had a couple really cool ones. I think I heard one like Togo. There was one bizarre one like Wabigongo or something. It sounded a lot like Wabagong. And that's pretty much all I got to say about them, to be honest. I got a crap ton of footage of them, so the rest of this video is pretty much just going to be some nice music and just footage of watching these guys. So go ahead and stick around to the end if you want to. If not, then I'll see you guys in the next one. And that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching one of the craziest experiences that I have ever had, and yeah, just something that I will always remember forever. And thank goodness now I have a video of it, because I just want to show you guys what I'm seeing and things that blow me away. So it's a very big joy being able to share that with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your patience on this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.